let's learn about pre-session and post-session tasks in a workflow, and those are available at session level, because we are talking about pre-session task and post-session task. Okay, so here if you go to, okay, what you're doing here, you are going to session and you are going to component section. Here you can see different options available. What is the first one? Pre-session command. Pre-session, post-session success command. This is pre, this is post. That means this will run before the session is getting started or before fetching the data from your reader, from your database or from your source. This is once the data is load is completed into your target. This is before reading the data from your source. This is after loading the data into your target. What is this?
Session.
In case your session is getting failed, so what kind of command you want to run? And this one, on success email. Whenever you want to send any email on success, then you can send it. In case of any success, if you want to inform someone, you can send this email. And on failure email, whenever any failure happened, then if the session is failed, it will come here and it will check on failure email. If anything is there, then it will come and send that particular email, whatever we are generating here. Okay, whatever we are giving here. Clear? And what is this? Pre-session variable assignment. If you want to assign something to any variable, so you can do this here. Okay, you can do this here. So what it is doing, use buttons on the right to add or delete session variables assignment. So you can do this for the addition and deletion. That's what it is saying. Here what you can do, you can assign parent workflow or workload variable values to mapping variables, mapping parameters, or session parameters. So we have created some parameters at the mapping level, right? So we have created some variables and parameters. So if you want to assign something here, you can do like this. So dollar bonus, if you want to assign some value from here, you can do it. Okay. What you are doing here, you are doing it from parent workflow or workload variables. So how can you create here? Okay, I'm discarding the changes. Okay, I'm discarding the changes. If any variables are there, at the workflow level, you can assign those. You can assign those variables to mapping variable. Okay, mapping parameters or variables. So if you see here, variables are there. For example, I'm creating some session variable. Okay, so what is this here? I'm giving, okay, workflow variable. Okay, workflow variable, for example. Okay, I'm giving workflow variable. Now if you come here, okay, go to components. Here pre-session variable assignment. You can do it here. Okay, you can add like this, and you can select any parameters or variables. Okay, any parameters and variables, and then you can assign the values like this. See here, you got the variable. Okay, whatever we have created now, and you can press OK. This is how you can assign. And what is the next one? Post session on success variable assignment, post session on failure variable assignment. What is the meaning of this?
After the session, whether the variable is assigned or not.
It is not about assigned or not. You are doing some assignment to the variable, or you are assigning some value to the variable on successful completion of this particular session. So if you want to do anything like that, you can go for this. And again, in case of failure also, if you want to do something, if you want to assign something to the variables, okay, on failure of the session, in case of any failure to the session, if you want to assign something to the variables, you can go and do it here. You can go and do it here. And in this post session, what it will allow? It will allow from mapping to parent. Okay, mapping to parent. That means from mapping parameter to workflow parameter you are assigning. Whereas here, pre-session, what you are doing? From workflow variable to mapping variable you are assigning. And it is reverse in the post session. Okay, it reverses in the post session. In post session, how we are assigning the values? From mapping to workflow. In the pre-session, because pre-session we are starting the session, so whatever is there in the workflow we want to assign is a mapping. Okay, so in pre-session it is from workflow to mapping. In post session it is mapping to work. Clear?
Yeah.
Now you are clear with these three?
Yeah.
On successful email, again, if you see here, you have an option, for example, pre-session command. Pre-session command. Okay, you can run some command. You know command task, right? What you are doing in the command task? You are writing some commands, right? You are writing some commands. Here you can write the commands. Here you can come here and you can write whatever the command you want to run. Okay, this is pre-session command. It's a kind of command task only, but you are running this command before starting this particular session. In the same way, you can run another command once the session is getting completed. Okay, once the session is getting completed, you can come here and you can write the commands. Clear? If you want to run any commands, you can do this pre-session, and on post-session you can run two commands. One is on success, one is on failure. Whereas pre-session, there is nothing kind of success or failure, right? Before starting the session, you want to run something. That's the reason you don't have those two options here. Whereas for post, you will get two options. One is success, one is failure.
So post session success command and variable assignment are they same? Sir?
No, this is about variable assignment. This is about command. You can run any command here.
Okay.
You can create a file or you can move the file, anything, whatever you want to run.
Okay.
Here it is about only variables you will be able to assign, nothing, right? So here it is allowing you to add only variables assignment. That's it.
Okay.
So if you see here, what we have done, we have assigned a variable. Will you be able to run any commands here? Can I generate a file here? No, right? Yeah, like that. This is pre-session. Okay. And for post session also successful assignment. For post session, you will have success and failure. For pre-sessions, only one command you can run. Okay. One command means you can run any number of commands here, but kind of a command task. You can write here, you can add any number of commands here. Okay. And in whichever the order you want them to be executed, you can keep them in that particular order. If you want to move it up, you can move it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are about running some commands. On successful, which command you want to run, and on failure, which command you want to run. And again, on success, if you want to inform someone, it is kind of an email task. So in email task, what you will have username, from which user you want to run it. Okay, to which user you want to send this email, email subject, what is the subject of your email, and what is the body of your email, what information you want to send inside that particular email. Clear? It's a kind of email task, whereas this is kind of a command task. So when you will run these commands, pre-session and post-session, on successful and on failure. And this one, on success, you will send one email. On failure, you want to send it to some other text here, like, okay, this session is failed, and the subject will change. Okay, session is failed. Okay, and then email text, you will mention the details about the failure and all of that. This is about different set of things that we can do before starting the session and after starting the session. What we have here, tell me.
Pre-session commands, post-session commands, and on failure emails and
Yes.
variable to.
Yeah. So if you want to send out any emails, if you want to run any commands, you can make use of this component section. And if you want to do something with the variables also, you can do this. With the pre-session, how the variable assignment will happen?
From the workflow to mapping.
From workflow to mapping. In post-session?
From mapping to work.
From mapping to workflow. And there are two options. One is reusable and another one is non-reusable. So here, reusable means if any component is already created. Here we have reusable components, right? We have discussed earlier, right? We have discussed earlier, okay? I've discussed earlier. So if you go here, okay, tasks are there. These are reusable tasks, right? These are reusable tasks. So if you come here, go to components, if you want to use any existing commands, you can come here and it will ask you to choose the commands, right? So I'm choosing this reusable command. Whatever the command you wrote here, that will be executed. In the case of emails as well, if you are making it reusable, okay, it will ask you to select the reusable component. So success email is the one which you have reused. So you need not to write the commands every time. You need not to write this text every time. You can create two reusable email tasks. One is for successful, one is for email failure. Then automatically what it will do? It will send as per the text. So you need not to again and again give this information here. Okay, here if you are making it successful email, reusable one I have used, and here command reusable command I have used. Clear?
Yeah.
So any doubts? No doubts, right? So what we have learned as of now?
Session log, workflow log, and the pre-session and post-session task.
Pre-session and post-session tasks. What kind of things we can run in the pre-session and post-session?
Pre-session commands, post-session commands, email, success email, failure email, and variable assigning. And
Right? So we can run some commands, we can send out some emails, and those emails also we can define when there is a success, which email needs to be sent. Okay, when there is a failure, which email needs to be sent, and about the variables as well, how the variables can be assigned before starting the session and after starting the session as well. Clear?
Yeah.